So hello and welcome to something a little bit different today. Today we are not going to be joining Gertrude in Dragonflight because this weekend I participated in the Running of the Gnomes. The Running of the Gnomes is an absolutely fabulous annual event in World of Warcraft where it was actually started. I need to look this up again. It was started years ago. I know it's been going for at least the last 8 years, and possibly even longer. Um, where every year a gathering of gnomes is held to run from the gnome starting area, which, as you can see, it's a very popular event, all the way down to Booty Bay. And this run is a charity event for breast cancer awareness. There are lots of places that you can donate if that is your desire. And it's a lot of chaotic fun, like absolute chaotic fun. This event, I would say that we had about 2,000 people. I mean, I could be completely wrong. It was a sea of pink. Everybody creates a level 1 gnome, and you just have to make sure that you have pink hair because pink is the breast cancer awareness ribbon color. So if you look, you just see a sea of pink as we race through to the Deep Run Tram, which was great fun. Now, there were so many gnomes this year that I actually lagged out at the very start of the race. It was kind of funny. And had to join back in. So I actually missed out on the big group. I'm in probably the second group. So this was a slightly smaller group that was running along. And this event became so popular and Blizzard liked it so much that they actually turned it into an official Blizzard micro holiday. Up until they did that, this was just an annual thing that players gathered to do. Now, to run in the official Running of the Gnomes, the actual charity event like I am right here, you have to log in on either the Feather Moon or Scarlet Crusade server and just be there at the starting time. They do try to get everybody into one of about 10 or 11 different official guilds that do the run. That's just so that everybody is all grouped up nicely. And in case you are wondering, there is an after party. The after party, which I did participate in, is actually jumping on the boat from Booty Bay to Ratchet over in the Barrens, and we all ran to Ogremar because the goal is to kiss whoever is currently leading the horde. So it's a lot of fun. This event was a lot more dangerous the last time I ran in it. I didn't run last year, but I did run the year before. And it was a lot more dangerous then. They've done a level squish and kind of made it so that all of the zones level with you. So we weren't aggroing quite as many enemies this year. In fact, I don't think I saw a single thing try to attack me until we got over into the Barrens. I also decided that the only toys that I was going to bring along with me on this run were my personal spotlight, so that everybody can see where my character is. And I did bring my rainbow generator, just because periodically it's fun to have a rainbow just randomly bursting from your character. Somebody else kept dropping Tyvons, who is a doggo from Dragonflight, and he is the best boy, and I did have to stop and pet several of them. Because, you know, if you see a Tyvan, you just have to pet the big best doggo. But I did try to avoid the toy that people kept dropping that turns you into a different race. Because the whole point of this is to run as a gnome, you know? Um, Looking at the Cleveland Clinic website, which is where a lot of times a lot of the donations are going to, somebody asked Davi, who is the person who started this, exactly why she started it. And she did answer. They asked her why gnomes. And she says that gnomes were one of the few races that had pink hair, making it easy for everyone to coordinate, and they also fit the idea of something small that can add up into something big when it all happens together. And I just think it's a really, incredibly fun event, and it's a fun event that makes you feel good about what you did. You know, it's a lot of fun. I keep saying the same thing over and over, but darn it, it's a blast. And if you actually play World of Warcraft, it's something I really encourage you to do. Now, according to Wowipedia and Wowhead and Blizzard itself, the official description of the running of the gnomes on the calendar says, "Join the gnomes as they celebrate their unrelenting moxie. Race across the Eastern Kingdoms from Gnomergon down to Booty Bay." From the official website it says, "Are you a gnome? Do you know a gnome? Would you like to be a gnome? And who wouldn't? Then rise up to the challenge of the Great Gnomergon Run. Whether you're a level 1 gnome, highly encouraged, or a level 70 Dark Iron Dwarf, or Worgen, you will be able to join in this fun run beginning in the gnome starting area, winding down through Dunmorrow, Ironforge, the Deep Run Tram, Stormwind, Elwyn Forest, Duskwood, and Stranglethorn Vale, where the run culminates in Booty Bay. It's a big, big, big world out there, but don't worry about getting lost. There will be course markers and spectators all along the way to help you keep track. You'll even see a few familiar faces among the onlookers, including some Mechanorm friends. Stranglethorn Vale is a dangerous place for low-level characters, so you might want to find some muscle to join you along the way for extra protection. If you are a high-level character, think about playing as a chaperone for a gnome. Whether short or tall, it's a good time for all. And this year they even added it as a trading post event, so if you needed your trader's tenders, this was another good way to get it. Now, the boat was an interesting experience as we headed to Orgrimmar. Mostly because it glitched out and dumped me back in Stranglethorn Vale, so I had to try again. But you know what? As everybody says, the spirit of the gnome is moxie, and darn it, I was ready to try again. I also found it really funny how I got there and it looked like there was no one there because I must have been phased out, but everybody phased in because it's time to raid Orgrimmar. And the amount of small gnome corpses became very, very sad. Guards are not very kind to level 1 gnomes. It's okay though. We all made it. Well, we didn't make it, but we made it to Orgrimmar, so that's always good. And third time was the charm. My third time out on the boat finally got us to Ratchet. Then all we had to do was run all the way through the Barrens and make it to Orgrimmar. Now, thankfully, along this we did get some high-level characters that were providing us escort, which I did really appreciate because this was where we actually started aggroing, and I didn't actually want to die until I got to Orgrimmar, so I was very grateful to all of the higher level characters that were clearing the way for all of our small little gnomes. It was an experience. I think I read that some years they've even done this on the classic servers. I do believe that on the classic servers it is a much more difficult run because in classic everything doesn't scale to your level. So your risk of gnomely death is much higher. But you know what? That's okay because we've made it to the South Fury River. We are going across. Watch out, Rokon. Here come all the gnomes who want to kiss you. You have to wonder if somebody didn't know about this event and they were just out questing in Durotar, what they would think as they saw this army of small pink-haired gnomes rushing their city. You know, I started this off as a level 1 gnome, and by the time I made it to Kiss Rokon, I was level 4. So if you ever wanted to know just how much you can level by running across the world, well, now you know. I made it all the way up to level 4. It was kind of exciting. And here we are, the gates of Orgrimmar. Charge! Honestly, I'm kind of impressed with how far I made it in on the first go. And now it's the running of the ghost gnomes. Everything looks a little different in the spirit world. Now, obviously, I do have this sped up quite a bit because in-game this took about an hour and a half, but through the magic of editing and being able to speed up your footage, thankfully, for you guys, this is only like 14 minutes. A little bit less, actually. Alright, back into Orgrimmar. How much farther can I make it this time? I made it right to there. Almost inside with Rokon, though. Couple more times. You know, we're getting there. Alright, all the way into the hold and down again. Last time. This time is the charm, I'm sure. I did have to stop and just stare at the corpses of gnomes everywhere. And, haha! I got the kiss off right as he killed me. So, there we go. That is the running of the gnomes. Thank you for watching, and I will see you back with Gertrude on Friday.